Hey everyone, this is Wetslicks. We're back on TT Ironman Riding the Edge 3 for part 5 of our career mode. Today we have a race, and it's our first kind of big race actually that isn't just like a section of a course. This is going to be 3 full laps of the St. John's course, which should take us just over 20 minutes, something like that. We've been steadily upgrading the bike. So we now have a little bit better tires. The transmission is very good now. We did pretty well qualifying on pole position on the Clips course in the wet. So we're going to be starting from the front of the grid here. It's going to be a mass start as well. So let's dive straight into this and see how we get on. Oh, a bit of a slow start off the line there. That's Joey Thompson, who's just going to get ahead of us there as one of the Malenko bikes backs out. Oh, and I should probably be braking. We're going to try and just get through here. Oh, that was really not good. Joey Thompson has taken off. I was desperately trying to get in front of him there. Oh, bit of hesitation. When you're watching the rider in front and just trying to sort of copy their line or what they're doing, have a look at what they're doing, you get put off a little bit sometimes. The AI is always very fast around this corner, I find. Faster than maybe normally. We're coming up to Glen Helen here. I really enjoy this St. John's course. I think it's fantastic. It is a historical course. It was used for TTs or TT adjacent things in the past. Johnny Thompson's looking pretty quick on that Honda. The model he's riding is like 2017 spec, but of course in the game it is exactly the same. As he's got a bit wide there. We've almost got into him, but we managed to sneak it through. And now we can just kind of settle maybe into our own pace, our own groove. 3 laps is a decent length of time on any of these courses. But I do like the St. John's course because it is one of the shorter ones as well. So you're not having to commit a ton of time to doing a race around here. We come up to the contra body straight. Up in 6th gear now. Have a bit of a look at the top speed of this thing. That's over here. We are outpacing the AI for sure. It'll be interesting to see how far ahead of them we will get by the end. So remember, they are on 100%. This is as difficult as we can possibly make the game, but as long as we don't crash, I would have thought we'd be all right here. Oh, massive wobble there. I was offline. Went onto a bit of a bumpy bit of the track there. And coming up to the Garrett. Again, not quite where you want to be braking there either. It's so easy to make lots of small little mistakes that just catch up with you, trying to keep the bike nice and stable through there. That felt quite good. Very, very easy to drop whatever bike you're running through that corner. And we are coming up to the point where the TT kind of splits off into the rest of the St. John's course. So this is just coming up to Kurt Michael now, slamming on the anchors for this very, very tight left-hander. This bit is a bit bumpy, it's right-hander here. Especially on the super bikes, that right-hander after the tight corner always feels so wild. You just feel like you're going to get fucked off the bike. Oh, and a bit close to the gravel there. Beautiful vistas off to our right of the sea. Can't focus on that too much right now because we're just trying to get around the Devil's Elbow. I think this corner is called. Around there without too much trouble. And we are now on to a very, very fun section of this course, which is a lot of straights, a lot of straight line speed, and what isn't straights is like these small little bends that you just kind of have to keep the accelerator pressed all the way down. You just keep going, keep winding your way through here. We are going to brake coming up to this point though. Drop a couple of gears because there's a nice little right-hander that we're going to try and find a way through. We're hitting the rev limiter there. This little jump over there, down the hill, and then this little top of the hill here is the brake. The back wheel's kicking up there. I'm feeling like, yeah, as I said, I think the AI aren't as good on mass starts as they are on interval, partly because they end up kind of tripping over each other, slowing each other down maybe a little bit. So if you can get to the front, you can kind of get away from them quite easily. Oh, it's always very bumpy through here. Coming down the hill into this little town. This might be St. John's, I guess. Be very careful about braking down here nice and early because this corner's quite tight. There's a little telephone box there on the right I hadn't noticed before. Coming up to this ambulance here, another tight right turn, and then there's a left-hander which isn't quite as sharp, normally staying second gear for this one. Oh, not the line we wanted at all. Scraping the bike on the ground, but we made it through. And this last section of the St. John's course is super fast, super long straights. On the Supersport, it's quite nice, just to relax, take a bit of a breather. But superbikes, you really have to still be quite careful because you're going so quick that the bike doesn't tend to lean over very easily, and these little left-hand kinks become quite tricky to navigate. Actually, you have to really pick your turning in point. We've just got the last couple of corners before we have finished our first lap here. Not quite the line we wanted, but we'll make it work. Getting through here. Back into this little nice little town there with the church on the left. Maybe this is St. John's. This is St. John's actually. And then normally I'm looking for this house here on the right. There's kind of a braking point. This bike seems to be much stronger on the brakes actually than some of the others, to be fair. And maybe that is a bit of a stronger point of the Yamaha. We haven't even fully upgraded the brakes yet. It's feeling very, very good under braking. Very stable as well. Oh no! We've had a crash. We have had a crash, just low siding there on the road. And that's definitely going to allow the AI to catch up just a little bit. I was being really quick there through Glen Helen, but just pushing the bike maybe a little bit too hard and not quite keeping it stable. I've got to remember we haven't upgraded the chassis or the front forks yet, so we don't have that rear and front stability that maybe we could have if we put the upgrade points into those, but we are so far ahead of the AI at this point that they have not managed to catch up. I mean, for all we know, they've had their own crashes, because as we have seen, especially on the low-speed stuff, the AI are not particularly stable. Quite a nice line there through conquer body. Able to almost keep the throttle completely pinned. Oh no, and another one! Yeah, I was a little bit too quick there, maybe, just braking and getting back on the accelerator. Or just a bit too heavy-handed on the braking, I think. Just upset the bike, threw it across the road. This Yamaha is feeling a hell of a lot nicer than it was when we first started riding it. It wasn't too long ago, actually. I'll take it easy here, the bottom of the garage. Oh, still so... It's always so tricky there. You never know if the bike's just going to go on you. Or not the line we wanted. And up on the pavement. Is that going to give us a penalty? Maybe not. It seems like I don't think there's been an update to this game for a long time, but I feel like I've gotten away with a lot more penalties than I ever would have recently, as the bike's just kicking up there with the wheelies. Very close to the side of the road there as well. Using all the road. Another very tricky corner, very easy to stoppy there and end up thrown into the brambles. Oh, love getting close to that wall there as well. Always quite fun. You don't want to be too close to it, of course, but it's quite fun. It's like the feeling of flow through that last section there is very good. Coming down now into, I think this is Peel, it says, yeah. I guess this is a little village or town. It's a little bit bigger than St. John's. Nice and stable. A little bit slow, but that's okay. I think we're still well in front of the AI or how I can hear him. I can hear him back there somewhere. We are way out in front though. Unless we have a lot more crashes, I think we are going to be comfortably taking this one home. Alright, so we are coming back through St. John's now to start our last lap. 2.2 seconds slow with 2 crashes is on pretty good pace, I would say, to be fair. We've only lost 2.5 seconds, 2.2. So we are on to the final lap here, leading the pack. We go back through Glen Helen. And we're going to try and push that little bit more. Of course, in real life, at this point, you'd be kind of backing off and just managing that lead. But I always like to just, even when I'm in the lead, push a little bit harder, a little bit more, test the limits. This bike is feeling very good actually right now, very fast. I feel like I can really push it on the corners. It's feeling very stable, apart from those points where we had the crashes, of course. You feel like you can get it really close to like some of these little walls and bushes and stuff. Yeah, the lines you can get with this Yamaha are very satisfying actually. Maybe I was a little bit too harsh on this bike when we did the comparison of all the Supersports. Because it is quite fun to ride once you get the hang of it. Again, a very nice line through the contra body, barely having to let off. Definitely with the Kawasaki, you have to maybe even brake a little bit there. And just take it nice and easy through the Garrow, because we don't want to drop the bike through there. Absolutely not. I think it's your wheels aren't on the ground at all through that corner. Wobbling around with the braking, get the bike through here, come on. That was quite nice. Oh, here we're coming into that devil's elbow again. Desperately trying to keep the bike stable in the low speed. Very tricky corner that. That's probably the only really difficult slow speed corner. It's similar in a way to like the Nook at the end of the mountain. Very difficult just to like navigate the bike. We are pushing very hard this lap. Not necessarily because we need to, but because it is fun to. Through the bushes, trying to find this line. There we go, that is better. All the acceleration through there. And keeping it all the way through here. This always looks a lot tighter on the mini-map than it really is. Over the jump, trying to keep the bike straight. Braking just before the top of the hill there. Especially on the superbikes. You can kind of go deep there under braking, but it's not quick to do that. just if you're trying to survive a lap. Back up to 6th gear. Coming up to the end of this last lap on this race now. And then going down the hill, back into Peel. Over the bumps. Keep the bike straight. Don't crash the thing again. Oh no! Yeah, we have crashed again. That is not going to do us any favours. That would have been a huge crash in real life. We were going very, very fast through there. I kind of missed my braking completely. Forgot that you kind of have to brake a little bit earlier than you think, because the road just sort of bends round before you hit that like square down at the bottom, or roundabout, whatever it is. But we are still in the lead, and we have been pushing this lap. Had one crash. That's okay, because we've managed to keep this. Oh, got a bit wide there as well. Again, just, you relax too much, you forget you need to. This straight isn't quite straight. You do need to turn around these little left-handers. But we have done very, very well ever since we've brought the upgrades to the bike. It has felt a lot faster than a lot of the AI. So our run of good form continues here for the moment. Let's see if normally the AI can kind of keep up with the upgrades, and they bring their own. But I think the bike just was not feeling good when we were first on it. But it's a very different story now as we come across the line. It will be first place for us, 23 minutes and 14 seconds, almost 15 seconds for 3 laps. Is not bad at all. Average speed 123 miles an hour with a max speed of close to 170, which actually is the best out of all of those bikes on the field. Well, same as the Honda, but that's fantastic for the Yamaha to be reaching that kind of top speed. Would have been interested to see as well what our lap times were, but I didn't see where it said that. It would have been around 7 minutes in any case. But we are going to go back to the garage now. We now have another 50 upgrade points to be working with. So what do we want to be sticking on the bike next? I think probably better tyres, definitely the better chassis. So that's 15 points gone. Which means that we had 5 points left over coming into this. So 55 to play with, minus 50, we've got 40 points left to upgrade a few more things. Let's do it. Let's get the new tyres. So that's another 22 points off. We've got 18 left to play with, which isn't a huge amount. I think everything else is going to be too much. So let's maybe upgrade. The fairing is also going to give us more rear stability. But we can do the front suspensions as well, because we just really want that 100% front stability bonus that we get from the final upgrade from those. So that's minus 11 from that. So we have, I think, 7 points left over going forwards. So let's have a look at what we've got to do next. We have another qualifying session, this time on the Laxey course, which is not my favourite, but at least it's not raining, because that course when it's raining is god-awful. But that's going to be interesting to do as well. See whether our run of good form continues there. But for the moment, we've done very, very well so far in our career mode, upgrading the bike, and hopefully that continues. But for the moment, thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.